This will probably be the toughest question of the interview.
Really?
So prepare yourself.
Really?
If you don't win this 100 metres, who would you like to see win it, personally speaking?
I mean, come on, that's not even, because if I don't win, you know who I want to win. Because we train together every day, but let's not jinx me. Let's not jinx me on that one, but for me, definitely Blake. I was happy for him because he's my training partner. If I'm not in the race, we train every day. I know how hard he works, so I would love for him to win.
What if I told you that the most famous rivalry in sprinting is actually a story of rivalry, respect, and unexpected friendship? Usain Bolt and Yohan Blake have fascinated audiences with their lightning speed performances. But what does Bolt really think about Blake? Especially now that Blake has not only caught up to him, but also beaten him in head-to-head races. In October 2008, Yohan Blake, then a rising sprinter, left his mentor Danny Hawthorne's home after 3 years. Their bond was more than coach and student. They were a successful team. Blake stood on the brink of greatness, with Hawthorne considering quitting his job to coach him full-time. However, inspired by Usain Bolt's Olympic success, Blake decided to chase his own dreams. This decision left Hawthorne confused and hurt. Blake's parents eventually explained why he left, revealing his move to join Bolt's training group at the Racer Track Club. It was a bold step, driven by Blake's aspiration for success, even if it meant leaving behind familiarity and comfort. Fast forward to early 2009, and Bolt, the sprinting sensation himself, was on television Jamaica's morning time show. The host, curious about potential rivals, asked Bolt if anyone on the horizon worried him. Bolt paused, thinking, and then replied, "Blake is the man. He's very, very determined. He works very hard, and in the future, he'll be very good because you can tell that he really wants it." High praise indeed. Bolt even called Blake by a nickname, the Beast. Now, why the Beast? Well, Blake had a simple explanation. "You know why Usain calls me the Beast?" He grinned. "Because when you're sleeping, I'm working. I'm toiling through the night. It's what great men do." Let's rewind a bit and peek into Blake's childhood in Bogue Hill, where he went by another name, Claude. That's what his family called him. Growing up as the sixth of 7 children to Veda and Shirley, Blake's life wasn't all smooth sailing. He would hustle, collecting empty beer bottles to sell and trekking long hours with water balanced on his head because home had none. But those struggles, they toughened him up, gave him the strength he needed then and now. But back then, Blake's dream wasn't to sprint on the track. It was to knock balls out of the park. It was cricket. "I would have chosen playing for the West Indies over the Olympics any day," he'd tell you with a grin. His passion was evident early on. Instead of hitting the books, he'd be out on the yacht, crafting his cricket skills, bowling at a stick. And guess what? He still keeps that passion alive, playing 20-over cricket in the St. Catherine League on Sundays. And here's a fun fact. Blake's not the only one with a love for cricket. Bolt, his sprinting rival turned France, fancies himself quite the quick bowler too. Usain thinks he's got me beat because of his height, but nah, I've got the skills. Blake would joke, sure, he might get more bounce and pace, but when it comes down to it, I'm the one to watch out for. Fast through the air just like on the track. The school that Blake often skipped was Green Park All-Age in Clarendon. The principal there, O'Neill Ankle, was known as a tough taskmaster, but he was also someone who appreciated and rewarded his students' achievements. Ankle had a brag board to showcase student success and handed out world changer buttons as rewards. He noticed Blake's talent early on, particularly when he watched him play cricket. Ankle saw something in the Blake sprinting into the ball that hinted at his potential as a sprinter. Believing in Blake's potential, Ankle sent him to St. Iago High, a school renowned for its athletic program. Under the guidance of Danny Hawthorne, O'Neill told me that he saw something special in him. Hawthorne recalls, he thought that St. Iago was the right place for him to nurture that talent. This move marked a turning point for Blake. Blake's mother, Shirley, remembers that it was only after starting at St. Iago that her son began to take an interest in running. Around this time, the family moved to a village called Bullet Tree. Blake had a friend there, and the two of them would often run from Bullet Tree to Old Harbor. This newfound interest in running set Blake on the path to becoming the sprinting sensation he is today. Hawthorne remembers that when Blake first started out, he didn't exactly steal the show at the All-Age Championship, but what impressed the coach was Blake's unwavering commitment. He recalled that Blake took training very seriously and hardly ever missed a session unless there was a situation beyond his control. Hawthorne noted that this dedication wasn't just about athletics, it was seen as tribute to Blake's parents. Blake had reflected at just 16 years old that he had faced a lot of obstacles growing up. He mentioned that he could see where his parents had suffered to bring him to this point. Blake had expressed that it would really hurt him if he wasted his time when he knew he had the potential to put himself in a good position to help them in the future. As time went on, Blake's talent began to shine brighter. Sure, there were some nerve-wracking moments, like losing a few big races due to jitters, notably at the World Junior Championship in 2006 and 2008, but his improvement was undeniable. In 2005, he clocked a personal best of 10.56 seconds in the 100-meter. The following year, he slashed that time down to 10.33 seconds. Then came the Corfera Games heats in 2007, where he did something incredible. He broke Raymond Stewart's Jamaican runner 100-meter record of 10.19 seconds, a record that had stood strong for 28 years, even too quick for both Bolt and Asafa Powell at the same age. But Blake wasn't done yet. In the final, he pushed himself even further, clocking in at 10.11 seconds, proving to everyone that he was a force to be reckoned with on the track. Now, Blake's transition to the Racers Track Club wasn't all smooth sailing. According to coach Glenn Mills, when Blake first joined, he was dealing with some physical setbacks. Mills explained that the first issue they encountered upon Blake's arrival was his back and hamstring problems, which needed attention throughout his first year. Mills believed that Blake had been deeply affected by a tough loss at his high school championships in 2008. He mentioned that when Blake started in his first meet, he froze, and despite the gun firing, he didn't run. Mills indicated that they had to be patient with him and work on him both mentally and physically as a result of this experience. Mills, with his experienced eye, noticed issues that Blake's previous coach hadn't observed. He explained that Blake's body was sitting down and his arm movement wasn't going far back enough, crucial for acceleration. Mills elaborated that over the years, they worked gradually on improving these aspects. With focused attention, Blake began to demonstrate remarkable progress. In May 2009, he achieved the historic milestone by becoming the youngest man ever to run under 10 seconds, clocking 9.93 in Paris. But just as his career was taking off, Blake encountered his first major setback. In the following month, he tested positive for methylcytine, a stimulant not yet on the World Anti-Doping Agency's prohibited list at the time. Despite being cleared on any intentional wrongdoing, Jamaica's Anti-Doping Commission mandated a 3-month ban. While this positive test may raise doubts for some, the circumstances were far from clear-cut. Methylxanthine was a common ingredient in various supplements and nasal sprays, often listed under different names. Numerous athletes worldwide, including South African rugby players, also tested positive for it around the same time. Blake has maintained that he unknowingly consumed the banned substance while using an energy supplement. Unfortunately, this positive test meant he missed out on the 2009 World Championships in Berlin, where he was slated to complete as part of the 4x100-meter relay team. However, Blake didn't let the setback define him. In 2011, he seized the World 100-meter title in Daegu after Bolt was disqualified. While the reason behind Bolt's false start remains a mystery, many speculate that it was due to being rattled by Blake's formidable speed. Blake made an even bigger splash in Brussels a few weeks later, clocking a blazing 19.26 seconds in the 200 meters, the second fastest time in history. As Bolt saw this amazing achievement, he felt overcome with amazement and covered his mouth in surprise at the rival's incredible speed. But in 2019, Blake parted ways with coach Glenn Mills and faced accusations of favoritism towards Usain Bolt. Despite the controversy, he secured his 4th national 100 meters title and clinched 2nd place in the 200 meters. Although he finished 5th in the 100 meters final at the World Championships in Doha, he fell short in the 200 meters semi-final. In 2021, Blake began his season with strong performances, including clocking sub-10 seconds. However, wind conditions invalidated some of his runs. At the Tokyo Olympics, he faced disappointment, failing to advance in the 100 meters and finishing 5th in the 4x100 meters relay. As he continues to evolve as an athlete and a competitor, Blake's story serves as a reminder that success is not always linear. It's about embracing the journey, learning from setbacks, and staying committed to the pursuit of excellence. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Yohan Blake's incredible journey, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more inspiring athlete stories. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.